Hey guys, we are back for Insecure. This one's called Lowkey Moving On, Season 4, Episode 5. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. But before we do, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to your girl so we can stay connected, y'all. Let's stay connected. All right. So, it starts with Issa is at home. Look like it's the wee hours of the morning. I thought she was just getting up real early, but I guess it's like the wee hours of the morning. She can't sleep. So she go try to make her little microwave quesadilla with some dry ass looking cheese, y'all. And then she lurking on Nathan's DMs, Nate Shabarbra, whatever, on his Instagram. So she sees that he is awake because I guess he was like has some activity going. So she was talking about, the usual when you just trying to get a little inch in and talk to somebody like, oh, what you doing up? Can't sleep. Me neither. Want to talk? Yeah. So then she calls him up, and then we finally actually see Nathan. So I'm like, okay, hey boo, how you doing? So she called him, and she's just like saying how she just like, mind wrecked and stuff because, the block party happens to be tomorrow. See, it's fast forward another month ahead. Like, I don't know how she solved her headliner problem. Well, we don't know. Let's put it like that. The viewer does not know, but apparently the block party is the next day. So then we jump into the next day, and oh wait, no. I am so sorry. They're talking on the phone, and then we see that scene that started at the beginning of the season when we're like, when she's talking. We didn't know who she was talking on the phone to, but now we know she was talking to Nathan, and she was like, oh, how she don't fuck with Molly anymore because all the stuff that happened and all that, blah 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 blah. So now we see that's what that was about, which was super weird because that gave me the impression I don't know about y'all. It gave me the impression there was some big fallout and blowout, and that's why she said those words. But it was just because of the whole thing when she asked Andrew and all that, and she didn't come through with her, and the buildup of them just not being cool or all that. So I thought it was a much bigger deal than it was going into the block party. And it wasn't. It was just that, y'all. So now we got clarification. So they was playing with us a little bit. I feel like they were playing us a bit, but that's okay. That's okay. Keep your viewers, interested and watching and want to see. We here for the drama. So yeah. So then we see it's the day of the block party. Everything's kicking off. We see Molly and Nathan even mentions like, oh, he's just up and stuff because his boy Andrew, because they're roommates, he's like, yeah, he over at your girl house, and that's why she started saying she don't fuck with Molly. So the next day we see Molly trying to get ready for the block party and everything. So it was looking like everything was cool between them, at least cool enough for her to go to the block party, because first she's trying to be like, oh man, I don't even know what to wear. It's a 10% rain, 10% chance of rain and all this woo woo. And Andrew's like, fine, then let's not go. Then she's like, no, of course we're gonna go. I love Issa, but I just don't like her right now. And I'm like, I get it. It happens in friendships where, like, especially when you've been in a friendship for a long time, stuff can take a toll, like certain things, it just happens. So, but Molly, she's gonna keep it cool apparently and be like, all right, let's go to this block party so I can still support. So they're gonna go, and that's what they do. So from there, Issa, she's walking around with her little African skirt on and her block party shirt on, and she got her little interns and stuff, and then she handling shit. They talking about one of the tables is broke. She like, I got y'all, it's one in the back and everything. Then it was this girl standing up doing some damn spoken word, talking about, she was like, get her off the stage. It was sounding too oppressed, okay? And that just reminded me like of something that Amanda Seales would do because she always just try to be about she real spoken wordy and all that stuff and for the cause, which is great, but sometimes girls the place and the time, like, calm down. And it's funny because she's actually on the show playing Tiffany, so that's what made me think of her. Anyway, just a random tidbit, y'all, just random. So from there, we see Condola off to the side, and Issa sees her in the distance, and she walks up to her. She's like, "Hey, girl, what's up? I didn't think that I would see you here, because you kind of just been MIA for a while. I've been trying to contact you, blah blah blah." Yeah, because Condola was like, somebody from something was gonna come with the free samples and all that or whatever, and then she was like, "I didn't even think I would see you, or whatnot and all that." And then she was like, "Lawrence didn't tell you?" She's like, "Lawrence didn't tell me what?" And then she's like, "Oh yeah, we broke up." So now it's officially that they actually did break up from that little spat that they had on Thanksgiving. I was like, dang, y'all didn't like try to talk it out or whatnot, but I guess it just was what it was, and they wanted different things, put it like that. So I was like, oh, okay. So she was just saying like, yeah, I'm ready, it's really great what she got done. And then even Issa was just like, thank you so much for everything that you done. Because, without Condola, like, coming through in the clutch, even though she got real unprofessional at the end just because of her own stuff, but she did help Issa pull all that off. And then even to the end, I know she left a little bit, but then she still came through with the follow through, and made sure that everything was like cool. So that was good. And then they didn't really talk much after that because, she had to go. Issa did. So from there, they see it's like a whole little wall and stuff of people taking pictures where you can take pictures. Kelly crazy ass is up there trying to do, lift her leg all the way in the air. And I'm like, go ahead, big girl with the flexible. All right, because I used to do gymnastics. I'm still flexible as hell too. I ain't as big as Kelly, but still, when you get you get old and stuff, it's hard. I'm like, but if you still busting it, you can still pop it. Let me stop, y'all. But yeah, so she's sitting there, and then she's like, "Come on, Issa, girl, take a picture." She's like, "No, girl, I shouldn't take no picture." She's like, "Okay, maybe a couple." Then Tiffany walk up too to take a picture, so they take a pictures or whatnot, and Chad's there as well. So I guess they got a babysitter, so they can come out and get a little bit of their party on, for the block party. What else? Oh, then they all just sitting there talking, and then all of a sudden, Kelly just started changing her inflections in her voice and starts talking like a Brit. And I'm like, Kelly, girl, what the fuck? And then she was like, her new boo or new dude she talking to, when she met him, she had a British accent. So now she's just sticking with it because she don't want to say this, act like she was lying when they first met. So she's like, girl, just roll with it. It's hilarious. And then Issa's like, oh, hello. And it's like, no, not you. You don't have that accent. So she gave it an eye flash. She's like, girl, no. She's like, oh, no, me, I'm American. Hey, what's up, Issa, And then, her little boo, okay, he got the little dress on top. His little towel, little cute thing. Look cute. Don't look that bright, but he look cute. So from there, Issa gets pulled away again because this is Issa's event, so she's gonna constantly be pulled away because she got to make sure that everything is going, flowing. But a whole thing is they were like, girl, it's a lot of Well, no, I get to that. So she goes to her little press because the press wants to talk to her, and she's talking about the Black Party and what her inspiration and everything. And they were like, oh, you have such a diverse crowd, because if you look behind Issa, it's a lot of white people and stuff, but she was saying like how like the neighborhood has changed, that gentrification is real, y'all. So you see a mixed crowd of people. It's not just a black event, because it's all types of folks, especially white people with their strolling nations going around too, everybody, which is not a bad thing, but she just kind of she was looking for more of a black turnout at this point, and black folks ain't there yet. But I'm like, girl, people, CP people time. It just started. I ain't never been nowhere where it just starts. So just calm down. Just wait. We coming, girl. We coming. So she was saying to doing a little quick press clip, and then the interviewer lady, she was like, she asked her like, where can I see this, what news outlet, whatever. She's like, oh girl, this for my YouTube channel. I was like, bitch, go ahead, your YouTube channel. She's like, you got a whole camera crew. And then she's like, and then she's like, a YouTube channel she hasn't even started yet, y'all. So man, baby, if you got that money to do all this stuff before you even start your YouTube channel, go ahead with it, because it's looking real professional. But until I get to that platform where I can give y'all that quality go ahead and subscribe to you, girl, so I can get there. Like, I'm trying to get to until I get to more people subscribing. Subscribe. Y'all gonna get me in my house on my computer or on my phone. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's just as good, y'all. So it was hilarious though that mom was doing all that, and it's just a YouTube channel that she has not. She's like, she wanted to look professional. She's like, shit, girl, I believed you. So fake it till you make it. Shit, it wasn't even that fake. She had to pay them folks to be there and do all that stuff. So from there, we see Tiffany. She's drinking, and I think Callie made a comment, and then I guess about as far as breastfeeding or whatever, she was like, girl, nah, she not breastfeeding no more because the baby just wasn't taken to it. So like Tiffany's demeanor kind of seeming from the baby. I don't know if they're gonna exactly go to this route, but it's just been seeming like it's kind of gonna go this way as far as like Tiffany not really being as close to her child right now. Which is a major issue. Like, it's a major thing that happens with first, mothers and stuff, postpartum. I don't know if they're going to go as far as to postpartum, but it kind of seems like they're trying to say, like, she's not as attached. Some first moms or some moms, when they have their baby, they can't leave their baby for like at any time, and they're just like, oh no, I must be around the child. They're just consumed with it. Like, Tiffany seems like she just want to be having fun and chilling, and she's just happy to be out. Chad's happy to be out, and that's what. And then she's, just happy to be away from her baby, because she's like, shit, girl. It kind of seems like she still isn't letting go of the fact that she is indeed a mother, and you got to make changes, and that's just how it is. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. Some people don't do that, but it is what it is. Excuse me, y'all. So, Molly walks up while they're all sitting there chit-chatting, having a good old time. Issa's like, and it was like the awkward, like, oh, hey, girl. She was like, I didn't really think that you were going to come. She was like, oh, yeah. So it was kind of just like, oh, okay. Andrew's with her, obviously. And then Amal, Issa's brother, walks up. And, he say hey to everybody except for Kelly, because, him and Kelly are always going tit for tat, talking shit. That's just because that's just how they are. It's always the two people who always, like that Martin and Gina type, not Martin and Gina, that Pam and Martin thing, like, they always going at it, but, deep down inside, they care for one another. But they just always just coming, constantly going back and forth, tit for tat. So he was like, oh, so Kelly, talking to her or whatnot, and Issa gets pulled away again, and Amal is talking to Kelly and her boo, and he like, oh, so Kelly, what part of England are you from? And she's like, poppycock, by way of South Central, some shit. I'm like, Kelly, you dumb as fuck, and this nigga gotta be dumb to believe you anyway for saying that. Then he makes a comment asking about British government, how that work or whatever. And then she's like, oh, let's just talk about, we're in America, let's talk about American government. And then she asks her boo to explain American government to her. This child of God goes and says, we have two branches of government, the presidential branch and the Bank of America. Was it Bank of America? And they got so many branches all over. I was like, ooh, boy, you is special. He is special. Like, girl, he is very special. It was hilarious, y'all. I was like, OMG. And the was just cracking up because, like, but Kelly's just with this boy for shits and giggles and to fuck because he ain't got no brain, y'all. So it was just hilarious. So from there, what else happened? Let me see. Ooh. But it looks like overall, because there's performances going on in the background the whole time, and it looks like overall the block party is a hit. People are there. It seems like it's going off. Like, ain't nothing extremely bad happened. Everything looked like it's really going off without a hitch. Like, it looks like I was proud of Issa. Y'all know it's not even real, but I know she's been through a lot, so I was even proud looking at this happen. It was just like a good thing. Then it jumps over to Chad on the phone with the sitter. Chad is Tiffany's husband, and they got a baby. He's on the phone with the sitter and saying the baby won't stop crying, and can they come back? Now, I have watch people's kids, and I've been working at early childhood. I've been a nanny, all that, blah, 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 and teacher and all that. I have never, not once, unless the child is very sick or something, called the parents and told them that they had to come home and stuff. And I always feel like that's crazy. Like, I mean, maybe they hired somebody who wasn't that experienced. Maybe it was a little cousin, or maybe it was a little somebody who doesn't have childhood experience. Because I've never called when a child just is crying. Like, babies cry. Unless I physically thought something was really wrong with the child, I'm not going to call you and ruin your one night out. I'll just deal with it. You know, really? But that's just me, y'all. I know some people who do that. Like, oh, they wouldn't stop crying. I'm like, well, sometimes kids have to get broken out of that, especially if they're around somebody who they're not used to. But this ain't about that. I'm just saying, like, that's ruined the whole little thing. He was like, fine, we'll be back. We coming home right now. So that sucks. They gotta leave their little first night out, you know. Tiffany was like, you know what, can you just go relieve the babysitter? And this is my first night out. I just want to be out. And then she was trying to kick it. And Chad was like, all right, fine, cool. So it seems like the duties of parenting are being left more on Chad. And actually Kelly, because Kelly's been doing a lot for them too. Because Kelly, you know, there was that big fallout, or not fallout, where Kelly didn't do the baby shower. Tiffany had her other friends do it. And, you know, that kind of caused a little thing because, you know, back in the last season, all that shit happened. So Kelly has really just been trying to be there for Tiffany and her through the motherhood thing and all that. But Tiffany kind of just seemed like she's not that interested at the moment. Anyway, so from there, we see Andrew and Molly. They sitting there kicking it at a random couch that's at the venue. And they watching, maybe it's a VIP section. And they're watching the stuff going down, like, you know, the performances. And Andrew goes to talk to her and like, man, this is really good. You know, Issa really pulled it off. Like, Molly's like in astonishment. She's like, wow, yeah, like, I didn't think that she was going to be able to do it. And I don't know, man, y'all. I don't know if it was me or what, but it kind of seemed like Molly was a little bit kind of jealous. Kind of like, oh, I'm surprised she was even able to pull it off. Like, damn, ye of little faith. I know Issa messed up a lot, but it just seemed like something was different in Issa this time around when she was doing this. So, like, and she was really getting shit done. Like, she wasn't playing no games and making no excuses. She was making sure that she did what she had to do to get shit done. With or without the help of Molly, you know. And then Andrew goes on to say, like, yeah, you know, that's maybe why things, y'all have fallen off, you know, things haven't been right with y'all, because this is a lot to take on and it's to pull off by yourself, and she's actually done it. And, you know, she's been working like crazy. And then he goes on to remind her, like, remember how things were when, you know, you had that case and stuff when you have to work a lot and how you did me. And he was just reminding her to, like, kind of cut Issa a bit of slack, like, don't be so petty. Like, you know, she had a lot on her plate, and maybe that's why y'all haven't been seeing each other eye to eye. And then she's like, yeah, you know, maybe you're right. I am happy to see that Molly has, you know, her and Andrew seem like they have evolved to a space as a couple where they're really, like, open with each other for the most part and cool, and they're just on a good space. So I'm like, go ahead, Molly, go ahead, because we know you've been through the struggles when it comes to the relationship, and we just know. So I was like, okay, so maybe that leaves room for a reconciliation between her and Issa. So we'll see. So from there, we see Nathan pop back up and is talking to Issa. Or wait, no, he pops up for the first time. I forgot. This is him arriving or whatnot. And yeah, she was like talking to Nathan, and she was like, man, you know, he was like, man, I'm so proud of you. I can't, you know, everybody was like pretty much like, I can't believe that you pulled this off. Remember when we was just at Coachella and you were thinking about this was just an idea, and look at how you made it come to be. Like, that's awesome to be something that big for a person to pull it off. I know it took many other people's help, but that was her original idea. That was her baby, and she pulled it off. It's an amazing thing to get done. Just by anybody. I think that's awesome. And she was just like, yeah, but ain't no black people here. He was like, girl, just take a moment. You worked your ass off and you got this done. People will come, like, you know, just give it some time. It just kicked off, you know, whatever. just bask in the moment. Don't get too anxious. Like, just be happy that you pulled the shit off. And, you know, he's there, you know, voice of reason and sexy with the, like, the deep voice. Like, yeah, you know, I can't do it. My voice ain't deep like that. But I was like, okay, maybe y'all could get together later and, like, do it. I don't know. But I was just like, yeah, hey, Nathan, how you doing? But anyway, so from there, what else? Oh, she gets pulled away again because I guess the headliner is finally... Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, Issa's just chilling off to the side and watching whatever act is going on. And she's still kind of worried because her headliner, who I can't remember the name of that person, I think Vince or something, he is not there yet. So she get a little nervous, but they said that they're en route there. It's not like they canceled. They just ain't there yet. You know how people are. You know how people in the biz are. People, headliners and stuff like that are. Some of them just don't be as professional as others. Just like how Schoolboy Q was when he fucking canceled on her ass. So she's just leaning on, kicking back to the side and looking at what she's accomplished. And then she sees, because she's right by the security door, the black people are arriving because, you know, be on CP people time. So, yeah, she's like, okay, come on. She's like, that's right. She's like, I probably wouldn't have showed up till now either. I'm like, exactly, Issa, you know, because the headliner wasn't going to start till 8 o'clock. They announced it another time on the through the mic because everybody wants to see that headliner. So, yeah, people probably came closer to the time when the headliner was going to be there, which is fine. People do that shit. So Molly walks up to her, I think with some chicken wings or something. She's like, hey girl, I figured you probably didn't even have no time to eat since you've been ripping and running around like this whole time, you know, all day. And then she's like, oh, thank you, G. Like, you know, yeah, I haven't eaten. And she was about to eat, but then as soon as she was about to eat anything, it looked like Molly was about to say something. As soon as all that was about to happen, Issa gets pulled away again because it's her event. She got to go and take care because I think the headliner finally arrived, so they get everything is coming together. But Molly did do her little chicken wing peace offering, and it wasn't falling on deaf ears. Issa saw that gesture, but she just had to go. So from there, she was just talking to the headliner, making sure that they had their little stuff, the little stuff that he wanted, like some hot Cheetos, some hot this, and blah blah blah. Then, you know, everything's good to go for him, and he's chilling up until he gotta perform. Then she see what her gangbanger neighbor was. He a blood or something? Because he always pronounce everything. He don't pronounce C's because, you know, against the Crips and stuff. So, and he told her that there was, she was like, oh, hey. And she's like, how things going at the old, because, you know, he's their old neighbor from her old apartment complex. She's like, how everything going over back there? And he was like, it's a new lesbian couple that moved in. One, they having problems, though, and one is refined as hell, and he could hook her up if she did it. She's like, I tried to tell you I'm not gay. He was like, it's okay. Take your time. It was just so stupid. Like, every time he come on the screen, you just know you about to be laughing because he just is crazy. She's like, who do you even know here? He's like, shit, I know you. That's what I be saying. Like, girl, I know you, and you did the whole thing. And he's like, he know everybody up in there, you know, just lying and stuff. So that was a cute little break away from stuff. So from there, y'all, this looked like a party that I would have loved. I wish we had something like that here in Chicago. We might, I don't know, shit. Something fun, but like, you know, well, I ain't got to be scared about getting shot and stuff. But I don't like going to them big ass things. I'm like kind of introverted. But it looked like it was a jolly good time. They even had like a little dance off between this old man and this little girl. She was doing her little dancing and all that. You know how them the kids dancing. But the little old grandpa, he bust down and hit the splits. And he's like, oh, he did that, little girl. You know, lost the dance off. And then after that, they started playing the wobble. And, you know, first Andrew and Molly's dancing, and Issa's little executive intern or whatever was like, come on, Issa, let's dance. And she's like, nah, girl, that's not professional. She's like, okay. And then it started everybody doing the wobble and stuff. And it was a cute. And I was like, okay, Andrew, he was sitting there doing the wobble, getting in and stuff. Okay. So everybody having a good time. And then Issa ends up dancing, you know, because it's like a line dance and stuff. And she ends up next to Molly. At first, they was kind of like, And then, you know, they started laughing and dancing all up on each other, you know, like just like old times and having fun, which was nice. So I was like, okay, so is this them making up? Everything cool now? I hope so. And it was just, it was nice. It was a nice little moment. But then Issa gets pulled away again, and she is called to the stage because she got to, you know, make her little speech and then announce the headliner. So she gets on the stage. She's about to, she's just trying to do her heartfelt thing. Like, y'all, I so much appreciate y'all coming. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And they were like, Vince. Like, they was not trying to hear Issa. Like, girl, it wasn't a good sign, because maybe you announced it afterwards, because, they just was there for the headline. They really wanted to, but that was a little disrespectful, but whatever. She was like, all right, y'all, here you go. So let homeboy come out, do his little performance. Everything went good. We watched that. Y'all, I don't know who he is. He might be a famous person, rapper, but I'm not really up on all the times on every new person. Excuse me, I'm older. So he did his thing. It was nice. So from there, everything seemed like it's looking up. Then it's the end of everything. Everything is clearing out. People, it's the end of the block party, pretty much. Then it jumps over to Molly and Andrew, and I don't know, I guess the agent or the manager of the homeboy Vince or whatever comes up to Andrew, and he's like, hey man, or because Andrew works for record label or some shit, and dude comes up to Andrew. He's like, hey man, so and so, I guess dude wants to say what's up to him. He's like, here goes my girl, this is my girl Molly. I'm like, okay, look at you getting the introductions and stuff as his woman. And he's like, all right, but can you come to the back, because homeboy want to holler at you. He's like, all right, cool. He's like, thanks again, he's like, thanks for the hookup or something. And then like he walks away, and Molly's like, what you mean? She's like, what did you have to do with any of this? He was like, oh yeah, Nate had reached out to me because Issa, headliner dropped out and stuff, and I just, sent the email over, to just make the connection, just the email, whatever. And then she was like, but why did you do that? Me and Issa wasn't messing with each other or whatnot. And I'm like, really, Molly? It's kind of petty. And he was like, I didn't think that you would have a problem with me helping out your best friend, And then she was like, no, because she went behind my back and she know. And then he was like, I don't see how you're going to be mad about this. Like, then she just walks away from Andrew, and then Andrew like, all right, whatever. So then she storms off to go confront Issa. And Issa is standing off to the side, thanking her assistant, and then Nate is with her too. And she walks up to Issa, talking about some, Issa, can I talk to you for a minute? She's like, yeah, sure. She's like, hold on. So they go off and talk, and then she was like, so you went through Nate to kind of asked Andrew about getting you ahead of somebody or whatnot when I already specifically told you that I wasn't gonna do it. She was like, yeah, Molly, but that shit didn't have nothing to do with you. Like she said, like it was said, she talked to Nathan, and Nathan saw that she was struggling. She lost her headliner, so he went ahead and put in the word to Andrew for Andrew to put in the word to get her that headliner. I don't see what the big fucking deal was, because she's talking about you went behind my back when I specifically told you that I didn't want you to be dealing. She's like, but this didn't really have shit to do with you. Exactly, like this fucking. So then they're going back and forth, and then she's talking about talking about how Issa is selfish, and you be just using people, and then she's like, you sitting here talking about you didn't want to help me when I've been sitting here working my ass off doing this, and all of a sudden it's just some random rule you made up about your relationship and everything, and I wasn't gonna let that stand in the. She's like, I needed help, and she was trying to get that shit done. So they're going back and forth almost to the point where they're about to fucking fight. And because Molly starts getting up in her face, and she was like, Molly, get your hands out my face. That's how I be like, you better get your hands out my face before I knock the fuck out of you. And then she's like, nah. And then she was like, I'm sorry. She was like, she's calling Issa selfish and saying how she's a user and all this. And then, Issa's coming back and saying how she's miserable and messy. And if Andrew does leave her, it's not going to be because of that. It's going to be because of her, because she's a miserable ass bitch. And I don't know if she called her a bitch, but she was like, that's, they were just going at it, y'all. At it. Like they was about to fight. So here is how I feel on this whole thing. I don't fucking get, and then Issa, before it starts getting too big, she said, do we gotta do this right now at my event at this moment? Can we handle this? No, she's like, no. And I'm like, that's really fucking selfish, Molly, because Issa's fucking probably tired as shit. She just pulled off this whole thing, and now you want to come at her on some dumbass shit about your boyfriend sending a fucking email for her on her behalf so she can get some shit done for a fucking thing that'll help the community and all that. You're that fucking selfish. Like, Really though? Like, and another thing, you wouldn't even fucking know Andrew if it wasn't for Issa's relationship with Nathan to begin with. She knew him first. Like, not a whole bunch before, but they was kind of cool because that was her dude's fucking roommate. Like, I don't understand how you gonna get that fucking mad, G, like, for real, and thinking it had anything really to do with you or about you. It really fucking didn't. And I'm like, that's when you gotta set your shit aside and look at the bigger picture here. But she was just being mad childish and petty and trying to make shit about her and like, oh, my relationship, girl. She was like, yeah, and you just, yo, new relation, yo, fucking Molly's only actual relationship ever in her life that she's actually had. Okay, I understand. I can't stand people like that though. They get in a relationship and they just think that everything is just revolves around them, or oh, me and my boyfriend, and calm the fuck down. People be in a relationship all the time and they fucking get out of one all the time. Like, she's like, I'm not gonna sit here and risk all of the stuff that I tried to do just because of you and your little rule that you came up with, or over a relationship that you don't even know is gonna fucking last. This is some real shit that she was trying to accomplish, like, get done. Like, shout out some, you stabbed me in the back, and I'm like, how is this fucking about you though? Like, you got some fucking nerve and you rude as fuck because it's not the fucking time, G. Like, for real, like, I would have popped her in the eye just for like coming in my face at the wrong time. Like, I just really not trying to deal with it. Like, I mean, well, maybe the old me, I don't be trying to fight like that. But I mean, like, I would have been fucking irritated. Like, Issa pretty much was better than me in that fucking instance because I wouldn't have been talking all that yin yang. I don't really like to go back and forth. I'm like, if you got some problem, I know that's your friend, but it all boiled and came to a head, and Molly was fucking out of order. I understand that Molly always comes through for her, and and then she's talking about some, oh, you're gonna use me, my man, and Nathan. And for one, these are grown people. They made their own decisions to help Issa. She talked to Nathan. Nathan saw that she needed help. He spoke to his homeboy, who happens to be your man. It didn't have shit to do with you. And then he helps her. Like, really? Y'all, I'm sorry I'm going off because Molly she's just a bitch I can't fuck with, because I could understand her feeling a little bit some type of way, but I would get it because, like, she totally knew him before you, G. Like, it ain't like this. She just went behind your back and she didn't know him at all or have any type of connection with him other than you, because that's not the case. Like, she been around him before you, and you met him through her dude. Like, really? Like, it was just, like, real dumb to me how she want to pop off, but that's just how Molly does. And again, she is pretty kind of miserable because she could have just fucking let that shit go, but she didn't. Like, or at least she could have talked to her about it later, and it didn't have to be what it was. And then as they were about to come to blows, somebody announced, oh, they shooting or something, and then everybody fucking scatters. I'm like, why not every black event, but why shit gotta, and it was like, oh, the niggas came out. And I'm like, I didn't hear no gunshots. I think somebody mistook something for a gun, or maybe somebody was about to fire or something. But everybody scattered, everybody ran, and then the funny, like, comedic break in all this was, she was like, come on, let's go. Kelly was saying that to her. Boo, he was like, what happened to your accent? She's like, nigga, I'm from Philly, let's go. That was hilarious. So everybody clears out. Then it jumps to who is it? Molly and Andrew goes to apologize. He was like, babe, I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was gonna cause a thing between you two. I didn't think it was that big a deal, because another thing, you have to look at this from the perspective of a dude, of men. Men, they'll be into it, whatever, and they'll still fuck with each other and like, oh man, that shit over, and like completely get over it. Women hang on to shit for a very long time and will not let that shit go. So he probably figured like, well, am I not gonna help her and her whole shit fuck up and everything? And then by the time shit does get back, they probably friends again, and then it's an opportunity where you could have helped, you know? That's how I see it. Like, for this little squabble y'all have, y'all been friends for all this time, you gonna choose to not help her with something that's so big in her life that she been working on, just because of a little squabble that y'all got going on at the moment. Like, that's fucked up and that's selfish to me. And I feel like Nathan helping her and Andrew helping her was just like, yeah, they probably gonna get and squash and be over this by the time this shit happened anyway, so let's just help them. And I understand it from the male point of view too, because he probably didn't see it as that big a deal. He like, oh, we just beefing, like, that's some bitch shit. Like, they some real dudes. Like, they gonna like, oh no, my girl ain't talking to you, I ain't talking to you. it wasn't even to that level actually at that point. I mean, now maybe you wouldn't want to do her a favor because they almost fought and shit. But at that point, at the level that they were, it was very passive aggressive. Wasn't nobody almost fighting or nothing. It was just like, oh, I'm not really fucking her, kind of like that. But you know, and then she even says when she was getting ready to come to the fucking block party, I don't like her right now. I love her. So, wouldn't you want to do something to help this person that you love, even if you ain't fucking with them right now? Like, I motherfuckers friends that I'm like, man, fuck that bitch. But if she really needed some shit, I'm like, man, I got you. But I ain't fucking with you though. I'll leave some shit on your doorstep or something if you need it. But I ain't fucking with you. Like, you love people from a distance and shit. And that's pretty much the thing. Like, really, Molly? Like, so that's why I wasn't really here for Molly and her fuck shit and trying to get all up in Issa's face on the day of the fucking biggest thing that she's ever done in her life, pretty much. Like, that was fucking selfish as fuck to me. Like, really. And I'm just over Molly at this point. Y'all, so it blows over. Andrew, you know, she hugged Andrew and shit after he says he's sorry he wasn't trying to cause any more friction. He just thought it would be cool and they would be cool by now. And then they hug, and then it goes out, and Kelly's, I think, standing there too, waiting, because they all supposed to like leave off and go somewhere together afterwards, and Issa's just like standing there with Nathan and Tiffany, and Tiffany's like, girl, this all gonna blow over. Do you sure you don't want to ride with us? And Issa like, nah, I'm just gonna stay behind. Even Nathan goes on to be like, man, I could stay behind with you too, you know, if you want me to or whatnot. And, excuse me, y'all. She's like, nah, it's cool. And then like, it's just for something. It's like, that's fucked up to do to somebody on such a big day to them. Like, it's like, it's messed up that after she accomplished so much today that she's left feeling fucked up and sad and shit because of her friendship with this, because it just really wasn't the time. And it ain't like it was like that immediate that she had to come get in her face about that shit. It really wasn't. And it goes off to the saying, like, you know, she had a little thing that said positive vibes only. I guess not. And then finally everybody had been talking about it, the possible rain. Then all of a sudden the thunder happens and then it rains and then it goes off, y'all. But yeah, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That was Insecure. Love you, love you, love you. Peace. Bye.